Okay, what's happening, people? Jono here from Fitness Education Online. Welcome to our channel if it's your first time on here. And it's actually a specific series. If you've landed on this video here, I've got a specific series which is all about social media marketing tips for fitness professionals. What I've done is I've gone and sought out the 10 best social media marketing professionals, specifically for fitness professionals in the world, and they're going to give you their top 3 tips in less than 10 minutes. Now, I'm going to shoot over and give them a bit of an introduction in a second. Just before I do that, let me tell you that we've also got another series, which is business tips in general. So this one here is all social media marketing. We've got another one, which is business based. Now, I've interviewed the same people on both of them because they're very closely related, obviously. So it's the same introduction for both. So if you get to the introduction, you're like, well, hold on, haven't I heard this exact same introduction before? Yes, it has. I've just used the same introduction. You could call it, I don't know whether it's lazy on my behalf or it's just smart or time efficient on my behalf. I like to call it smart and time efficient. You can call it what you want. But anyway, let me introduce this week's guest.
What's happening, people? Jono here from Fitness Education Online. Welcome to our newest episode of how to get more clients for your personal training business. If you haven't caught one of these episodes before, long story short, every episode I interview a different expert in that space and they give their 3 tips and expertise in less than 10 minutes. And I've got a good guest this week here. If you're new to the channel, essentially we post a whole heap of stuff that's going to help fitness professionals grow their fitness business. So I'd love for you to subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, usual deal, just hit like and leave a comment below. Now, let me tell you about this guest here. I've got my notes. The down point about getting good guests is I can never remember their bio, so I've got to read it out. So this person here, essentially, they help you if you run a fitness business, a studio, a boot camp, or a gym. They help you get from 10,000 quid per month to 50,000 quid per month. I don't know what a quid is. It's whatever currency he uses over there. It is what it is. He's got an interesting accent. I think he's from the UK or somewhere around there. You've got to be careful, right? By the time you're watching this video, those countries in the UK will be completely different makeup to what they are now. But essentially, he does that by helping you with your profit margins, implementing systems, and managing your finances and staff. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mr. Justin Devonshire from the Fitness Business Blueprint. Justin, what are your 3 best tips?
So, you need to learn sales if you want to be successful in any business, because sales is really the thing that separates you from being a good coach to being a good coach who can actually work with clients and help them get the results. So step number 1, I would suggest you take up what's known as the gap method of closing the sale. When you have your initial consultation with somebody, use what's called the gap process, which means you want to start the conversation by asking good questions to find out what are they struggling with, what's the pain they're in. And ultimately, you want to find out what is the pain they're in and what is it costing them to stay there. Get them focused on the cost of not solving the problem. You know, how is it affecting their relationships? How is it affecting their work? How long have they struggled with this? How is it affecting them mentally? And so on. Then the next thing you do is you want to come up with the solution or start asking them questions about where do they want to be. In other words, what do they want to gain and what's it worth to them? So you ask them, first of all, what's the pain and what's it costing them to stay there? And then we switch the conversation to what do they want to gain and what's it worth to them if they achieve that amazing goal? How would they benefit emotionally, physically, financially, maybe? And then you basically help cross that gap by presenting your solution. So then you would kind of show them that if it's the right solution, that your product, your package, your bootcamp is going to be the thing that helps take them from where they are to where they want to be. And you'll simply explain each main feature of your service and how exactly it'll get them from A to B. So that's step number 1. That's the overall structure of a consultation conversation. And that's the best way to help them see the value in what you do. And it's also a collaborative process where you're not hard selling. You're simply laying out the facts and showing them a bridge to cross the gap of where they want to be. And they can make an informed decision then without any pressure or hype or scarcity tactics or anything like that. The second step with sales then is the easiest way to make sales is to actually craft an offer that sells itself. If your offer is not irresistible to begin with, you're just making life harder for yourself by having to learn good sales. So if you found a way to jam the value into your offer that is so amazing, and sometimes for many fit pros, it's not even about creating more value. Often they're adding tons of value, but they don't recognize it or they don't emphasize it. So if we do a 6-week challenge, for example, sure, they get 18 workout sessions across 6 weeks. And that's where most fit pros stop and say, that's what you get. But in our program, our clients also get an individual 6-week nutrition plan, which is valued at $97. They also get access to 6 weeks in our private Facebook group with 24/7 access to a personal trainer to ask questions. That's a $49 value. They'll get a gift pass for a friend, which is a $50 value. They'll get entered into a prize draw to win a cash prize. They'll get, a recipe book. They'll get this, they'll get that. Total value is like $399. And then we tell them, but if you buy the 6 week as a bundle, it's just $129 today. Does that sound good? And simply by showing all the value and then the much smaller cost, it's irresistible. And we don't have objections or things like that because they just say, take my money. Because all we did was build up the real value of what we're giving them and didn't take those other elements for granted. We're not just selling workout sessions. We're selling the entire package: accountability, nutrition support, the workouts, recipe guides, all these things as well, which many of you are probably offering, but you're not putting a value on them. Stack the value, show the real irresistible offer, and create a gap in the value compared to what they're paying. And you'll make a ton more sales without being a better salesperson. You just have an offer that sells itself. That's number 2. And if you do that combined with number 1, the gap process, this is going to be a piece of cake. And this is how us and our coaches consistently sell 60 to 80% close rate on consultations. And the third step is underlying all of this, no matter how many offers or scripts or anything you have to believe in yourself. Because what's way more important than any script or any questions or any words that you say is the energy behind it. So what people call hype or being hypey is simply when your words and your energy are not in alignment. So if you're saying, this is great, you should really do this, it's a great program, people call that hypey because they know that you don't actually believe it. But if you say, this is a great program, you will not get a better offer than this in our town, we guarantee results. Look, you said you want to get in shape, you've struggled for 5 years, this is the right program, I'm sure of it, I want to help you, let's do this. Sign right here, let's get started, let me help you. Now, those words I use there, if you just looked at them out of context, without my vocal tonality, you would say that sounds very pushy and very salesy. I'm telling the person, sign up, let's do this. But because you can tell through my tonality that the energy is congruent, it's authentic, it's genuine, it's coming from a place where I know this is the best for the person and I want to help them, you will get, barely any sales resistance when you come at it from that perspective. But you can't fake it. You've got to believe in what you're offering, and you've got to believe you've got the cure to all their problems. And so if you take step number 2 and you stack up the value, and you want to stack up the value of what you're offering until you feel like you're getting ripped off. That's when you know you've got the best offer at the best price. When you're like, wow, I'm excited to tell the world about this because this is just so freaking cool, right? When you come into the sales conversation with that energy, you're going to make far more sales again, and you won't no longer feel that icky feeling about sales or sales resistance. It's all in your mind because you don't believe in what you're offering, or you haven't looked at it with that perspective before. So that's the 3 steps. Use that gap method, come up with an irresistible offer, and then look at your energy and really pump yourself up to believe in what you're offering. Convey that energy, and it won't matter what you say to the person. You could talk gobbledygook, but if it sounds passionate, authentic, and confident, people will want to give you money. And that's my 3 tips on that.
All right, so awesome tips there by Justin. I love the overarching principle, and I love how there's 3 distinct strategies going on there, and if you implement them, you're going to get ahead. Now, usual deal, if you like the video, just hit like and leave a comment below. The comment I'd recommend is just say thank you to Justin, because he's given up his time to help us out, so the least we can do is just comment below and say thank you, Justin. If you like this sort of stuff, I recommend joining the Fitness Education Online Community Facebook group. It's one of the biggest Facebook groups in the world for fitness professionals. Everyone in there is super supportive, and we all share tips and ideas. So I'll put the link down below in the description. Make sure to join that. And back to Justin. If we want to follow you, Justin, what do we do?
So the best way to contact me is usually on Facebook. You can just add me at Justin Devonshire, send me a message, say hello. And you can also go to justindevonshire.com. And on there you can find my blog, tons of free content. And also you can check out our Fitness Business Blueprint podcast on iTunes. And those links will all be below.
So that's it for today's episode. I would love to invite you into the Fitness Education Online Community Facebook group if you're not in there already. It's a free Facebook group. There's thousands of trainers in there. We all share tips and ideas. Everyone's super supportive. And that's really what we do at Fitness Education Online. So I'll see you in there.